Okay, so let me explain my HTML file. I've done like 3 sections here. You already know about sections. If you don't know, you can refer back to my previous tutorial. Okay, so my first section has a class of about. You see the way you get this in web pages. You have an about page, you have a home page, etc, etc. I mean about section, a home section, etc. So I started off, I started the first class as home. So I have a first section which has a class of home, and then there are like 4 paragraphs. I just call it I'm a paragraph to save time. Close the section. So there are like 4 paragraphs within the section with a class of home. I'm just explaining my HTML file here again. Okay, so my second section, what I've written here is having a class of about, and then it has like 3 paragraphs. The first 2 is just plain paragraph, and the third one has a hyperlink here. The hyperlink doesn't go anywhere. I'm just showing the hyperlink without an existing particular HTTPS, so that you just know how to style. So whenever you don't want to mention a particular page there with the full complete address, with the HTTPS address, then you can just write within the open and close commas, you can just write hash, as I've mentioned here. I think you're already aware of that. Okay, if you get confused, you can ask me. Okay, and then I just mentioned some description here. This is a link. Try clicking this link to check me out. Okay, then close the hyperlink with the A, and then the paragraph section closed. Then you have the next section with a class of ball, and just a line over there which says mouse over me here to check me out, and a paragraph there. Now the thing is, the reason why I'm doing this, you will understand when we do the CSS close the section. So that's it. Now we jump back to our CSS. Okay, so as I said, this class is about pseudo classes. So we'll be first learning about first child. Now you already know about parents and child, right? We learned about descendants in the previous class. So the first child will be the descendant, which is the child of the parent, and which is the first child, right? So you will see it here how I do. Okay, now we already have the HTML here with section class equal to home, right? Okay. So how do you do the CSS for that? Section dot home, right? Because class is home, so the class has to be preceded by a dot. Okay, space, and then paragraph. Okay, style, let's say I want to do something with the font color. Call it like pink. Give it a color of pink. Or let me say I want to give it red. Back to the result. So as you can see, okay, I mentioned first child, but as you can see, I didn't write first child here. I wrote P. So what happens is, in the result, as you can see, all the 4 paragraphs turn into red. Okay, now we do a magic. I go here. Okay, so this is called pseudo class because it is not permanent. It only happens to that particular class that you are stating, or that particular state when you are visiting, and things like that. So for example, in this case, it is only to that particular first child. It is not to all the elements. So as you can see here, P first child, right? And then color it. So you can see, so who's the parent? The section is the parent, right? Then after that, the first child is the first paragraph. I'm a paragraph, so only that changes to red. So you saw the magic here. Okay, now you go back here to the CSS file, do the same thing with the other section. Okay, so here, sorry, this is not home, this is about. The next one was about, the class was about P first child let's give it a color pink. Hop back to the result. So you can see the first paragraph of the next one changes to pink. Okay, so this is how you design the style, or you do the styling for that particular child that you want. For that particular paragraph I wanted to style, so I do here. And it's not just for the color, I can even do for, let's say, font size. (20px). It becomes a bit bigger, as you have seen. So this is how you can do. Okay. So this is the specificity. How specific you can go with these classes. Okay. Next, let's say, okay, the next one is hyperlink. You've already learned about hyperlink in HTML, right? Okay, the A link or the hyperlink. So we already have a hyperlink here in my third section, as you can, no, not in my third, in my second section, which is having a class of about. It has a href or the hyperlink, right? So I want to style that. Now, you must remember, when you do the hyperlink, there are different status available. One is the unvisited status, that is the hyperlink as it is when the visitor hasn't visited. So the first one is that which I'm going to show you. A color, let's say blue. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, I'm sorry, typo. Color, color. Result. As you can see, this is the color of the link has changed to blue color. So this is whenever nobody visits, it remains blue. Go here, do another magic. Okay, the A tag, colon. This is for the pseudo classes, you always need to do this. Visited. Okay, that means when a user visits, what changes happen to the color? You can style it accordingly. Let's say the color changes to red. I see my result now. Okay, it changes to red. So that means the visitor has already visited. This link has been visited. Okay, next. The hyperlink again. The A tag, let's say it's active. That means the user is on the page and still active on the page. The other may have visited and left, but here he or she is still active on the page. So the color, let's say yellow, or let's say white. Okay, now how do you check that out when you want to try? Because you're just testing it and the visitor, let's say, is not there. You're just testing this. So you can test it out this way. Just press it with the link. So first it changed to white, blue as you've seen, and then red, and then okay. In order to check that, what you can do is, instead of white, you can make it yellow. Okay, let me check it out. Yeah, now it's showing the yellow cards. If you just keep pressing it until it changes to yellow, so that means it's active, because I'm still active, right? So I'm the user. Okay, now what you can do is I'll teach you how to do the hover. You've already heard about hover. That is, when a mouse clicks over that particular element, then something happens. So that styling is about to be done here. Okay, so let's go to our section. Let's style our section. Let's say section about. Right, so first give it some styling before we hover on it. Let's give it a background color. Let's give it a background color of aqua. Let's give a color of white. And a padding 10 px. I'm sorry. Okay, so we are done with the styling for section about. See how it looks like. Looks nice, right? Now I'm not finished yet. So I want to do a hover and then want to see how it looks like, how to style it when someone hovers over it. Okay, section, the class is about, so dot about. You must remember not to leave a space. Then again without space, I just write the colon, hover. Okay, style it. So when someone hovers over there with the mouse, I want my background color to change, let's say. Let's say I want my background color to become light blue. Right? So check it out. See, from aqua it becomes light blue. Go back here. Okay, now I want to try something else. Let's say, I don't know if you've heard of tooltips. So a tooltip styling is usually done when there's a hidden line somewhere. And in order to get more information, if you click on the section or on the div or wherever just above that, then the complete information or extended information will be displayed. So let's see how that's done. Right? Okay. So as you've seen, I have a last paragraph which has a class of bot. So this is where I want to do this styling. So class is bot. Okay, so I go here. Now I want to style. So in here what I want to do is, that section is that particular line that I want to do. my tooltip is only available on like when you click over there. So in order to do that, what I do is I do the styling for that. So first and foremost, section dot bot P, because that's a paragraph that I want to reveal, and now it is not revealed. So I want to keep it like display none. So I want to keep it hidden as of now. So now it's not shown. It's not there, right? I go back here. Okay. Now see the trick. And now I do another styling for it to be visible on hovering. So first section dot path colon hover space P, and do the styling here because that's a paragraph I want to be shown later. I say display block padding 25 px, color white, and background color, let's give it a background color let's say royal blue. Okay, so what happens? So when I click here, my styled line appears here. So what did I do was I initially kept my here, let's go back here. I initially kept my display none for that paragraph, which is under the section with a class of bot, display none. Then after that, what I did is I'm just explaining the styling here, so listen carefully. So then what I do is I go back to that section with a class of bot, section dot bot, and then the colon hover means that status when someone hovers over it. Then this particular P, which was display none, I put that P here, style. At that particular moment, the display is not none, but the display becomes block. So that means what it is trying to say, when this particular P under the section with the class of bot, when hovering, then I want to have a display of block. Initially it was display none with a padding of 25 px, color, font color white, and a background color of royal blue. So it becomes visible only on hover and with all these styling. So magic. So this is how it happens. And what I've done for this particular paragraph with a class of about, you can experiment and do the same for home. I'm not doing it here, but I will leave a source page later, but you can experiment it, so it will be an experiment for you. If you cannot do, you can always get back to me with any questions in the comment section. I'll be too glad to help you. It's very easy, the pseudo classes. And don't forget to subscribe if you like watching these tutorials. I'll be adding many more in the CSS beginner classes. And I'll be doing one more class for the CSS class specificity. So keep watching and don't forget to subscribe. And do support me so that I can get more subscribers. And you can also watch more such free lessons. And don't forget to watch, share and like this video with your friends. And also hit the bell button so that you will get the first notification when I publish such videos. And don't forget to watch the next tutorial that I'll be publishing in a couple of days' time in the same series. And also, if any questions, don't forget to ask me in the comment section if there's something more that you would like to know in the same. Okay, so See you in the next class. Until then, stay subscribed, stay safe. Bye.